But I absolutely do not like this stem, this handle. I think the whole thing's cumbersome. I've never liked the hack where you make a coffee press and you keep this. So let's just get rid of it. Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, I want to show you a better way to turn your Stanley 2-cup cook set into a coffee press. Stay tuned. Many of you are familiar with the idea of turning the Stanley 2-cup cook set into a coffee press. As a matter of fact, the hack to do this is all over YouTube. It may be one of the most common hacks that people point out. I have been told several times on my YouTube channel in the comments section about this hack. I'm of course aware of it, but I told one of my viewers, I said, I'm not going to do a video on it unless I can come up with a way to improve it. So here's the improvement. Of course, everybody knows you remove this portion, set this aside, and by the way, I bought this from the Salvation Army for $2.99. There's the price tag. And it is made by IKEA, so if you're wanting to find this same size, it's made by IKEA. Of course, we want to get rid of the lid section, and this unscrews for the purpose of cleaning. So we're going to get rid of this section here. And what most people do is they store them separately. Of course, you're supposed to put these back together like this, you screw it in, and then you take them apart and you put this somewhere in your cook set and you stick this somewhere. But I absolutely do not like this stem, this handle. I think the whole thing's cumbersome. I've never liked the hack where you make a coffee press and you keep this. So let's just get rid of it. So now we have this section, of course, the three parts. It has the screen mesh, it has this center section here with the spring around it, and then of course the base. But how am I going to use this to push this down into the coffee set for a press? I'm going to need something that I can screw in here. So I got to thinking about it. How can I improve this? How can I make this better? If you've been following my hacks, you know that I have a spoon that I modified to slide down inside of the Stanley Cook set when it's all put together. And so I thought, well, what if we would take a spoon, a different spoon, and modify it in a slightly different way? So that's what I did. So I took this handle and I matched the size of the threads. And I ground down the end of the spoon to match, and then I put some threads on it. Right there. You can see that. It's now threaded. What does this give us? I'll show you. We now simply take our spoon, slide it in here, make sure we match it up properly, and tighten it up. And now we have our coffee press, and the handle doesn't take up any more room. How does it work? So we're going to add our coffee, and I like to pre-measure it into Ziploc bags. Just makes it a little bit simpler. Then we add some hot water. Now I didn't do this over the fire, I just did this in our house. So I'm going to add some hot water. Alright, and now we're going to let it set for 3 or 4 minutes. Just set this in here, just let it set. Let it steep for a while. After letting this sit for about 3 or 4 minutes, we go ahead and we very slowly push down. Now, if you haven't screwed this spoon in too tight, we can go ahead and remove it by unscrewing it and take out the spoon. Now we have our coffee. Can take our handy lid here that I did on my very first hack, and we can put it on in such a way. And now we have our hot coffee ready to go. And that's the way to make some great tasting coffee. But you might have a question. How do we put it all back together? How exactly does this fit in the overall Stanley 2-cup cook set hack system that I've been building for you? Let's show you that right now. So after you've had your coffee and you've rinsed and cleaned and dried all these 3 parts out, put them back together in their proper order, and then we put it inside of the green cup, like that, at the bottom on top of the scrub pad. Alright, it's all back together, and all the components that I've been showing you, the various hacks and things, are inside this kit. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below. And while you're down there, make sure and check out our merchandise shelf, which is just below the description box. And that way you can buy great Waypoint Survival merchandise, which will not only support our channel, but will show that you are part of the Waypoint Survival family. Also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.